नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु भगवान शिवानंदाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु भगवान शिवानंदाय नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदम् मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा मोक्षमूलं शिवानन्दाकृपा ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। यस्यान्तर्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नाम गोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णं न भवति पुरुषो नो नपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जननमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं नो तत्त्वं तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं नादबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानमूलहरणं जन्मकर्मनिवारणं ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यार्थं गुरोपादोदकं पिबेत्। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे नित्यशुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुं ब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुदेव की जय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. On behalf of our Divine Master, Sri Swami Shivananda, and Pujya Swami Sahajananda, we extend a warm and cordial welcome to all to this online Youth Day program. We also extend a special welcome to devotees tuning in for the first time, and devotees and youth from overseas countries and sister organizations. The 16th of June 2020 marks an important day in the history of youth in South Africa. The significance of Youth Day will be further elaborated upon later in today's program. We wish all youth a blessed, spiritual and fulfilling Youth Day and beyond. We read from Guru Bhakti Yoga by Sri Swami Shivananda. A disciple must be punctual in service of the Guru. A disciple must be very pure in thought, word and deed in the cause of the Guru's divine mission. Cultivate in the garden of your heart the flowers of sincerity, simplicity, serenity, sympathy, self-control, and self-sacrifice, and offer it to the Satguru. A disciple should take care of the properties of the Guru. He must be alert and vigilant in his duty. There is nothing in the three worlds that cannot be attained by the grace of God-realized Guru. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. Our first half of the program for today is as follows. Up next, we have a talk on the significance of Youth Day, followed by meditation on the P series, a yoga asana demonstration, Ramayana Recital, and 2 play readings taken from Humor for Health. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Significance of Youth Day. Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. My humble salutations at the lotus feet of our Divine Master, Sri Swami Shivananda, and at the lotus feet of beloved Pujya Swami Sahajananda. Hari Om to all. The 16th of June, 2020, marks the triple impact of significant events through spiritual history. Today is National Youth Day, a public holiday which commemorates a protest that sparked what became known as the Swetha uprising of 1976. On June 16th, South Africa celebrates Youth Day, which honors and pays tribute to the memory of the brave school children who lost their lives in the fight for human rights and political freedom. Similarly, we, the Shivananda youth or Swami Shivananda's army, have to deal with many challenges in the path of our spiritual progress. Our Divine Master offers guidance and says that real freedom is not merely political or economic. Though political and economic freedom are essential for the welfare of people, real freedom is the lordship over oneself. It is the freedom of the self. It is immortality. It is perfection. It is attainable only by slow and painful stages. There is no soul more innocent, pure, and impressionable than that of a child, no body of energy greater than that of an ambitious youth. In this Kali Yuga or Iron Age, we must remember that the power of our youth is null and void if not infused with the grace of God. We are busy with our studies, our tertiary life, work, and careers. We are also fervently or trying to keep up with the flurry of recent technological advances in a rapidly evolving society. It is therefore so crucial that we engage with spirituality in the modern day in order to cope with challenges of youth. And who better than our beloved Sri Gurudev and Pujya Swamiji to guide us in coping with these changes. Sri Gurudev was a phenomenal role model and physiological idealist in his youth. His bubbling ambition in school and university life, which were shadow manifestations of the underlying ravenous desire for union with the divine, ensured his success in every path he chose to tread. There is no part in Master's life that fails to contain spiritual instruction. Pujya Swamiji was graciously given his spiritual darlings the most precious opportunity to live out a few of the divine instructions which the Master emphasized every month. The catalyst on our spiritual calendar, the power-packed monthly yoga camps, form the backbone of our spiritual growth. Sri Gurudev firmly believed that if good spiritual and moral training is given during the early period of a child's life, very little difficulty will be experienced later. Sri Gurudev taught that all-round development is what is required. The head, heart, and hand must be developed to ensure a balanced life. We should not neglect any aspect of our lives. Sri Gurudev says that the practice of asanas and pranayama ward off diseases and help to maintain vigor, vitality, alertness, mental and physical health. We hope that by attempting to maintain the natural balance of the body through our yoga asanas and pranayama session, we can transmit this energy to all aspects of our circular and spiritual lives. We offer this effervescent period in our lives, our youth, to Sri Gurudev in hope that his divine lessons will mold our characters in his image. Salutations and prostrations at the holy feet of our beloved fathers, most dearest childhood companion, our gentle teacher and Lord of our hearts, O beloved Sri Gurudev and Pujya Swamiji. You are the very fiber of the soul that resides in this body. Bless your spiritual darlings on this youth day with fortitude of mind, body and soul, to follow your teachings diligently to the very end. We wish all youth a blessed youth day. May you lead our society to great spiritual and moral and ethical heights. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Gratitude. Gratitude is warm, loving, and friendly feeling towards one who helps you. It is appreciation for favors received. It is goodwill and thankfulness to one who does you some service. As a river pours its waters into the ocean, from which it draws its supply, so also a man of gratitude returns a benefit shown to him.
Love all. If you hate another, hate will come back to you. If you love another, love will come back to you. An evil thought is thrice cursed. First, it harms the thinker by injuring his own mind. Then, it harms the person to whom the thought of hatred is directed. Lastly, it harms mankind by polluting the atmosphere.
Forget the past. Concern yourself with the present only. Do not look back upon the past or worry about the future. Then alone will you be really happy. You will be free from cares and anxieties. Exercise your power of reason in all that you do. Many waste a lot of energy in thinking and worrying over past events.
Fault finding. See God in all. There is always some virtue in every person. By seeing only the good in others, you can help them to grow in virtue. Fault finding is often the result of deep-rooted jealousy. Try to bear patiently with the faults of others, as you also have weaknesses that require the patience of others.
Prayer is charity. A person's charity should not be confined only to money and other material things. Think well of all. Pray for their welfare. Wish for their success in life. Pray for the sick and suffering, for those who are physically and mentally distressed. Be liberal, kind, and tolerant at all times. All this is also charity.
Courage. Never think I am a weak and wretched person. Drive off all such wrong ideas. Do not try to run away from your difficulties. Repeat the all-powerful divine name at all times with perfect faith. This will give you immense strength and courage to face all trials and problems. Surrender to God is a real courage.
Trust in God. God alone knows the truth about everything. Most often our judgment is entirely wrong. When we realize this, we repent. Our suspicious thoughts give us no rest. They harass the mind again and again. Therefore, trust in God and leave everything in His hands. Have faith in Him. You will then enjoy unbroken peace.
Kill desires. This worldly life is dreadful. There is no limit to man's cravings and desires. They can never be satisfied. They grow day by day, just as a flame increases by pouring oil onto it. Dispassion and discrimination are the two weapons to kill desires. Cravings flee wherever there is dispassion and discrimination.
Adapt yourself. Adaptability is the most noble quality by which one adapts or fits oneself with others, whatever may be their nature. One who has adaptability accommodates himself easily to others, whatever the conditions may be. It is the most desirable virtue for success in life and has to be developed slowly.
Be humble. If you wish to drink water at the tap, you will have to bend. Even so, if you wish to drink the divine nectar of joy, you will have to bend. You will have to be meek and humble. If you are truly humble, you will possess a magnetic personality and attract many persons. All lives will now be drawn to you.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya
nevertheless, when the preceptor repeated the story Ramayana time after time, I, Sri Tulsidas, followed it to some extent according to my ability and capacity. I shall versify the same in the popular tongue, so that my mind may derive satisfaction from it. Equipped with what little intellectual and critical faculty I possess, I shall write with a heart inspired by Sri Hari. The story I am going to tell is such a one which will dispel my own doubts, errors, and delusion, and serve as a boat for crossing the stream of mundane existence. The story of Rama is a solace to the learned and a source of delight to all men, and wipes out the impurities of the Kali age. Sri Rama's story is a peahen for the serpent in the form of the Kali age. Again, it is a wooden stick for kindling the sacred fire of wisdom. The tale of Rama is like the cow of plenty in this age of Kali. It is a beautiful, life-giving herb for the virtuous. It is a veritable river of nectar on the surface of this globe. It shatters the fear of birth and death and is a virtual snake for the frog of delusion. It is beneficent to pious souls, even as goddess Parvati, the daughter of Himavan, is friendly to gods. Again, it puts an end to hell, even as Parvati exterminated the army of demons. It flows from the assemblage of saints, even as Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, sprang from the ocean. And like the immovable earth, it bears the burden of the entire creation. Like the sacred river Yamuna in this world, it scares away the messengers of Yama, the god of death. It is holy Kashi, as it were, for the liberation of souls. It is dear to Rama as the sacred basil plant, Tulsi, and is truly beneficent to Tulsi Das as his own mother, Hulasi. It is the beloved of Lord Shiva, as the river Narmada, which has as its source in Mount Mikala a peak of the Amarakantaka hills. It is a mine of all attainments as well as of happiness and prosperity. It is to noble qualities what Mother Aditi is to the gods. It is the culmination, as it were, of devotion and love for Sri Rama. The story of Sri Rama is the river Mandakini, which washes the foot of Chitrakoot. A guileless heart is Mount Chitrakoot, one of the happy resorts of Sri Rama during his wanderings in the forest. While pure love, says Tulsidas, is the woodland in which Sita and Rama carry on their divine pastimes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. The second half of our program today includes chanting the Shri Ram mantra, a talk based on balanced lifestyle by our youth girls, which will then be followed by Satsang and Shanti Paat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, 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 Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram Jai Sita Ram, Sita Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Hari Om and welcome to our show, Shivananda Youth Talk Show. I'm your host, Swetha, and this is my co-host, Savitri Rupanand.
Our guest on the show today is Miss Nikki Hiralal. Welcome, Nikki.
Hari Om, and thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Why don't you tell us a little about yourself and how you heard about the Divine Life Society of South Africa?
Well, I am from Durban and I'm 21 years old. I'm studying fashion design, and one of my friends goes to the Divine Life Society, and I always hear her talking about it. So I was really curious to know what it was about.
Well, you have come to the right place. On this show, we talk about our Divine Master, Sri Swami Shivananda's teachings and how we can put it into practice in this modern world. You can ask us any questions you want to know, and we will answer to the best of our ability.
Yes, indeed. It is now time for our daily meditation reading from the book Daily Meditations, written by Sri Swami Shivananda. This daily meditation is entitled, Into This Impregnable Fortress. Quote, do not waste your precious time in playing cards, in working out crossword puzzles, in gambling and races. Money earned in solving crossword puzzles will not stick to you even for a day. Life is meant for higher spiritual purposes. Wake up quickly, O ignorant man. Struggle hard and attain the imperishable spiritual wealth, and be happy forever. Live in the company of the wise and lead the divine life. Satsang is an impregnable fortress where there is no scope for the entry of Maya and her companions. Unquote. During this COVID-19 pandemic, we are currently on lockdown and have a lot of time in our hands. This is the perfect opportunity to intensify our sadhana.
What is the sadhana you speak of?
According to Swami Shivananda, sadhana is the purpose we have come to this place for. Sadhana is a spiritual movement, consciously systemized. Some examples of sadhana includes prayer and satsang, meditation, japa, likhi japa, karma yoga, pranayama, and many more.
Prana what?
Pranayama. It is the control of the breath. By having perfect control of the breath, we can also have control over the life currents.
Yes, the main purpose for pranayama is to get the mind under control, because the mind is closely linked with the flow of the breath.
You mentioned prayer. I understand briefly what prayer is, but every time I pray, my prayers don't get answered. How do I pray so that my prayers get answered?
Prayer is an effort of man to get in touch with God. Prayer has a glorious power and can work wonders, but it must come from the bottom of your heart with feeling. What do you pray for, Nikki?
Well, I pray for money. I pray for doing well in my studies. I also pray to God to make me more popular among my friends and for them to like me.
Sri Swami Shivananda says, you should pray unselfishly and sincerely. Do not expect rewards from your prayer, and don't doubt the benefits of prayer. Pray with faith and reverence.
Gurudev also says that the foremost prayer of an aspirant should be for the removal of ignorance. Very often, the main object of our prayer is selfish and worldly. We crave material things.
So I must not pray for worldly things. I should pray for others, for peace, and for my spiritual progress.
Yes, I think Nikki is catching up fast, right, Swetha?
Oh yes. Adding to what Nikki said, we should also pray for the removal of our defects and evil qualities, as well as for wisdom, purity, and goodness. Coming back to Nikki's initial question, why does her prayer not get answered?
I think Sri Gurudev writes about that in Yoga Lessons for Children, Volume 5. Let me just check. Here it is. He says, at times, even deep, sincere prayer appears to bring no response. This should never be allowed to lessen our faith or discourage or depress us. It should be considered a test of our sincerity and faith in God. Remember that in the end, all sincere prayers are fulfilled.
So what you're saying is that God is testing my faith in Him, and that I should have patience, trust, and faith in His grace?
That's exactly what Sab is saying. God is not unkind or not paying heed to our prayer. He is trying to strengthen your faith in Him. Also remember that our prayers don't always get answered in the ways we expect. This is because God knows what is best for us.
Now I understand. But tell me, how do I pray?
It's quite simple, really. All you have to do is get up early in the morning and sit in silence. Humbly appeal to God in your heart to make you pure and awaken in you all your divine qualities and virtues. There is also much benefits to read prayers composed by saints. Prayer also goes hand in hand with satsang.
That's just great. You mentioned satsang. What exactly is satsang?
That's a good question. Satsang simply means being in the company of God.
Wait, can we even do that? How do I get to be in the company of God?
Of course we can. Satsang comes in many forms. It can be reading sacred scriptures, discussing spiritual topics, and even a gathering of devotees for the purpose of chanting His name.
Now let's listen to what Swamiji says about satsang and prayer.
So, when you get up in the morning, you first sit quietly, have a wash, a bath if necessary. Normally we face east and we do some Guru Stotras, and if you can offer it's best to first offer your mantra to the deity or to the Guru. You offer everything, your body, your mind, your soul, you offer it to God. It's also good to send a thought, a prayer of peace to the whole world. Especially you should send a prayer to the people with whom you might have had some friction. It's not good to sit for japa and meditation with rancor in the heart, with hatred in the heart. We all have little friction with people, but it's always good to sit and pray for that person, send thoughts of love or ask God to bless that person, and then you sit for meditation. Then you know that you're quite free. But as long as we don't forgive and forget, see, that the image of that person is going to worry us. Even if it's mechanical in the beginning, it is better to utter some words, and gradually the words will have effect. See? Then you know that it's finished and you can start repeating the name. Sit quietly and still. And if you want to meditate on the form, if you are repeating the mantra of Lord Krishna, then you can meditate on Lord Krishna. Gurudev says you can keep a picture in front of you and gaze at the picture and then close your eyes and try to visualize the picture. But it doesn't matter where you concentrate. Concentrate in the heart, if you like. The other place to concentrate is in the Trikurti, the space between the eyebrows. You close your eyes and you concentrate in that space. If you close your eyes, everything is dark inside. Concentrate in that little spot of darkness, see, where you just gaze gently. There should be no sort of strain in your face when you concentrate, especially on the Trikurti. Everything must be done gently and slowly. You should not feel any strain or pain. You should not feel any headache. That's the second place to concentrate. But if you concentrate on the Trikurti, then it is very essential that there shouldn't be any movement in the body, because all the life forces, life energies are taken to the Trikurti and concentrated there. And the moment you shake the body, the energy gets dissipated and comes down. Now some concentrate on the top of the head, on the crown of the head, on the space there. Some just concentrate nowhere. They just repeat the name and listen to the sound everywhere, above or all around you. See? So take whichever is suitable for you and stick to one method. If you concentrate in the heart, well, stick to the heart. If you take the three kurtis, then stick to that. Some concentrate on the throat. They repeat the mantra because the sound comes from there. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. Whatever mantra you see, they concentrate there. The desert fathers used to concentrate in the heart. And they used to connect it with the breath. They'll say the mantra so many times, and breathe in, and so many times breathe out. Kabir used to do that. Japa, japa they call it. You connect it with the breath. Swami Ramdas used to concentrate on the sound of the mantra. See? And various people do it in different ways. He used to say the mantra very, very slowly. But Mother Krishna Bai, they say that she said at such a high speed, when people tried it, they felt giddy. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. She had to finish a quota. She was a very exceptional being. So in 3 years' time, she had realized God. So she did it differently. But say it gently and smoothly, see, and you'll find it very sweet and rhythmical. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram you can take. But Gurudev advises that those people who do a lot of mental work, they should take a short mantra. Hari Om or Sri Ram, a shorter mantra, I say, and repeat that mantra. So keeping the body still, you go on with it.
That concludes our first topic on prayer and satsang. Our next topic is based on time management.
So, Nikki, do you understand how to go about managing your day?
Not really. With everything that we have to do, where do you find time for all the sadhana?
Well, that's simple. It's all about time management.
Yes, time management is very crucial, yet it makes life so simple and ensures we make sadhana and God realization a part of our daily life.
Oh, time management. That's something a lot of people struggle with. I mean, I know this for a fact. Between trying to get my beauty sleep, keeping up with the latest fashion trends, oh Lord, it's too much. I don't know how I'm ever going to make time for sadhana.
Well, actually, Nikki, it's not really that difficult.
It's not that difficult? What on earth do you mean?
There are only a few things you need to put into place to make sure you have a successful day, ensuring you include all the necessities. Simply make sure you prioritize, delegate, and schedule everything you need to do.
And exactly how is that going to work with everything I already have going on?
It is very simple. Take me, for example. I allocate time in the day for all my activities so that I have a fully functional day. In the mornings, I do my sadhana. Then I take time to study, cook, play some music, relax, and finally, enjoy the online satsang.
Well, of course, my priorities are getting enough beauty sleep because without it, I cannot function throughout the day. I mean, I would fall asleep everywhere. And then I need to make time for my studies and, of course, my friends who are super important to me. And my guilty pleasure, online shopping. I mean, that's just a must. But I suppose I can make time to do sadhana as part of my scheduling as well.
Of course, in a good balanced day, you would have to make time for sadhana, work, studies, daily activities such as chores, exercise, time for friends and family. Also, making time for yourself and having a hobby is all part of having a time managed, well balanced life.
Okay, well, I feel that I'm beginning to understand better. My spiritual and social life needs to be balanced.
Sav and I are glad that you have come to the realization that your social and spiritual life needs to be balanced. We have come to the end of this episode of Shivananda Youth Talk Show. Thank you, Nikki, for joining us.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you to our audience for tuning in to our Shivananda Youth Talk Show. We invite you to participate in our online satsangs. You can find the links to our WhatsApp group on our website www.shivananda.dls.org.za, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Divine Life Society of South Africa, for notifications. We pray you have a safe and spiritually uplifting lockdown. Hari Om.
श्री सद्गुरु परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु भगवान शिवानंदाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु भगवान शिवानंदाय नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः। गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ज्ञानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदम् मंत्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यम् मोक्षमूलं गुरोर्कृपा। मोक्षमूलं शिवानन्दाकृपा। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। यस्यान्तर्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नाम गोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णं न भवति पुरुषो नो नपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जननमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं नो तत्त्वं तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं ज्ञानबिन्दुकलातीतं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानमूलहरणं जन्मकर्मनिवारणं ज्ञानवैराग्यसिद्ध्यार्थं गुरुपादोदकं पिबेत्। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तये निष्प्रपञ्चाय शान्ताय निरालम्बाय तेजसे नित्यशुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुब्रह्मा नमाम्यहम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरुदेव की जय। जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां। श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां। जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती पाहि मां। श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती रक्ष मां। जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा पाहि मां। जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा जय श्री दुर्गा रक्ष मां। जय श्री काली जय श्री काली जय श्री काली पाहि मां। जय श्री काली जय श्री काली जय श्री काली रक्ष मां। जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी पाहि मां। जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी जय श्री लक्ष्मी रक्ष मां। सरवण भव सरवण भव सरवण भव दत्तात्रेय दत्तात्रेय पाहि मां दत्त गुरु रक्ष मां शिवानंद 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 पाहि मां शिवानंद 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 रक्ष मां जय गुरु शिव गुरु हरि गुरु राम जगत गुरु परम गुरु सद्गुरु श्याम आदि गुरु अद्वैत गुरु आनंद गुरु ओम चित गुरु चिन्मय गुरु चिन्माया गुरु ओम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय राधे श्याम जय जय राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम जय जय राधे श्याम जय हनुमान जय जय हनुमान जय हनुमान जय जय हनुमान हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे शिवानंदा शिवानंदा सद्गुरुनाथा शिवानंदा 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 सद्गुरुनाथा शिवानंदा 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 सद्गुरुनाथा शिवानंदा जय गुरुदेव दयानिधि दीन हितकारी जय जय मोह विनाशक भवबंधनहारी जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव गुरु मूर्ति धारी वेद पुराण बखानत गुरु महिमा भारी जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव तप तप तीरथ संयम दान विरत दीने गुरु बिन ज्ञान न होवे बोधि जतन कीने जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव माया मोहन दी जग जीव बहे सारी नाम जहान पिता कर गुरु बल में धारी जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव काम क्रोध मद मत्सर चोर बड़े भारी ज्ञान खड़ग ने कर में गुरु सब संहारी जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव नाना पंथ जगत में निज निज गुण गावे सबका सार बता कर गुरु मार्ग लावे जय तप संचेताये जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव तन मन धन सब अर्पण गुरु चरणन की जय शिवानंद परम पद मोक्ष गति लीजे जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव ओम जय गुरुदेव दयानिधि दीनहितकारी जय जय मोह विनाशक भवबंधनहारी जय देव गुरुदेव जय देव गुरुदेव
O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto Thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. Thou art Satchidananda. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, anger and hatred. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold Thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve Thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember Thee. Let us be ever loyal to Thee. Let us ever sing Thy glories. Let Thy name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O all-merciful Gurudev, every thought of my mind, every emotion of my heart, every movement of my being, every feeling and every sensation, each cell of my body, each drop of my blood, all is yours, Gurudev, yours absolutely, yours without any reserve. Gurudev, you can decide my life or my death, my happiness or my sorrow, my pleasure or my pain. Gurudev, whatever you do with me, whatever comes to me from you, will lead me to your lotus feet. Gurudev, you have provided us with the best facilities in the world for our spiritual growth. May we take full advantage of this precious gift of yours, Gurudev. May we look upon the ashram and all its contents as your body and treat them with love and reverence. This is our heartfelt prayer to you, Gurudev. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Shivananda Dinabandhu Pahima Deva Deva Shivananda Dinabandhu Pahima Chandravardhana Mandahasa Vimarupa Rakshama Chandravardhana Mandahasa Vimarupa Rakshama Madhura Gita Gana Lola Jnana Rupa Pahima Madhura Gita Gana Lola Jnana Rupa Pahima Samasta Loka Pujitaya Mohananga Rakshama Samasta Loka Pujitaya Mohananga Rakshama Divya Ganga Tiravasa Dhanashila Pahima Divya Ganga Tiravasa Dhanashila Pahima Papaharana Punyashila
परमपुरुषा रक्ष माम् पापहरण पुण्यशीला परमपुरुषा रक्ष माम् भक्तलोका हृदयवासा स्वामिनाथ पाहि माम् भक्तलोका हृदयवासा स्वामिनाथ पाहि माम् चित्स्वरूप चिदानन्द नमः शिवाय रक्ष माम् चित्स्वरूप चिदानन्द नमः शिवाय रक्ष माम् शिवानन्द 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 पाहि माम् शिवानन्द 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 पाहि माम् शिवानन्द 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 रक्ष माम् शिवानन्द 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 रक्ष माम् सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय पाहि माम् सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय पाहि माम् सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय रक्ष माम् सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय सद्गुरु जय रक्ष माम् गंगारानी 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 पाहि माम् गंगारानी 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 पाहि माम् भागीरथी 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 रक्ष माम् भागीरथी 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 रक्ष माम् देव देव शिवानन्द दीनबन्धो पाहि माम् देव देव शिवानन्द दीनबन्धो पाहि माम् चन्द्रवदन मन्दहास प्रेमरूपा रक्ष माम् चन्द्रवदन मन्दहास प्रेमरूपा रक्ष माम्
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम हो श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम हो श्री राम जय जय राम हो श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम हो श्री राम जय जय राम हो जय राम ओम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम भगवान शिवानंद जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
रामचंद्र कृपालु भजमान हरण भव भय दारुणम् नवकंज लोचन कंज मुख करकंज पाद कंजारुणम् श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजमान हरण भव भय दारुणम् श्री राम कंदर्प आगनित अमित छवि नवनील नीरज सुंदरम् कंदर्प आगनित अमित छवि नवनील नीरज सुंदरम् पटपीत मानहु तरित रुचि सुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम् श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजमान हरण भव भय दारुणम् श्री राम भजो दीन बंधु दीनेश दानव दैत्य वंश निकंदनम् भजो दीन बंधु दीनेश दानव दैत्य वंश निकंदनम् रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद दशरथ नंदनम् श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजमान हरण भव भय दारुणम् श्री राम शिरमुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदारयंग विभूषणम् शिरमुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदारयंग विभूषणम् शङ्कर शेषमुनिमनोरञ्जनम् मम हृदयकञ्जनिवास कुरु कामादिकलदलगञ्जनम् श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भवभय दारुणम् श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भवभय दारुणम् श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम
ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो ज्योत से ज्योत
wherever possible you should read books that extol the glory of God's name. That will give you faith. See? So when we read about the saints who have realized God by means of the name, then our faith starts growing and we also start repeating the name. So it's necessary that we should read those types of books. Swami Ramdas' book in the Vision of God is very inspiring. And he quotes many cases during his travels where people had trouble. See, ordinary worldly people, several people had cases pending in the court, and they used to come to him. He used to say, take God's name. See? And they used to take it and everything used to come all right. Such is the greatness and glory of God's name. So you must have faith that the name is all-powerful, that the name is invincible. And it can drive off anything. I told you the story of how the little boy was being possessed. The moment we started the Maha mantra, he would wake up from his slumber, from his sleep. And nothing else could wake him up. You can slap him, you can pinch him or do whatever you want. He won't wake up. But the name alone would wake him up. Gandhiji was a great votary of the name. And he was one of the few saints who could remember the name for 24 hours of the day. Gandhiji said that the name was going on automatically. They call it japa. It goes on automatically. It's a very high state. And it's a miracle how Gandhiji, in spite of all his work and turmoil that he went through, he was able to repeat the name without a break. Even though he was talking to people, laughing and joking, the name was going on full swing within. Here the mind is separated, the consciousness is separated. One part of the consciousness repeats the name and the other attends to the external work. And neither interferes with the other. The work does not interfere with the repetition, and the repetition does not interfere with the work. It's called double consciousness. Gurudev gives a description in the book. Ultimately, of course, the name stops repeating itself when you are always in a state of God consciousness. So in whatever way you can do it, loudly or in whispers, you should bring the mind back to the name. Even if there's forgetfulness for short periods or long periods, it does not matter. Again and again, we should try to concentrate on the name. Again and again, we should bring the mind to the name. And there's no other rule, there's no other way. The question was asked by Arjuna and answered by Lord Krishna. Arjuna uttered the same word that we are uttering today. The mind is very difficult to control. It's like controlling the wind, Arjuna says. Lord Krishna says, yes, I know. But abhyasa, repeated practice, is the secret. Even in yoga asanas, you'll find that the postures will be very difficult, but all of a sudden you'll find you're able to do it. So the repetition of the name goes on bringing about purification within. It brings marvelous results. Not only brings purification within, but creates spiritual vibrations around you for your protection. See? And there are lots of other material benefits. Health improves, outside conditions improve, your attitude towards people improves. And if you create vibration, then people are not able to harm you. People are telling me that those who disliked Gandhiji, often they used to wait along the roadside to waylay him, see, and attack him. But the moment Gandhiji walked past, they were powerless to do anything, because he had that Ram Nam had created marvelous spiritual vibrations. So in the presence of his spiritual vibrations, what can guns and other things too. Although you might say how Gandhiji passed away, but he willed. Gandhiji said before he passed away that he knew he was going to pass away. So when they asked him about the letters to be signed, he said, it must be done today, tomorrow might be too late. Who knows whether I'll be living tomorrow. Now Swami Ramdas and Gurudev say that Gandhiji had willed to pass away, see, and he chose to go that way. Like Yogananda said, I like to pass away with my boots on. So he passed away when there was a banquet being held in the Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles. So that's his way of leaving the world. So this name creates a marvelous vibration. See? And that vibration spreads throughout the body, to the cells of the body, to the mind. And the whole being is gradually possessed by the divine name. It goes on vibrating automatically. So a fortress is formed around the body. An aura, a spiritual aura is formed, and it's difficult for others to penetrate that aura. See? So even if we don't see the immediate results, the results are there. I've given you an analogy that it's like a rock. You hammer it 99 times, 100 times, and on the 101st blow, the rock splits because the split was going on inside. So the purification goes on taking place. You must remember that we have evolved from the savage to the present state. The Hindu theory of evolution that we have evolved from the lowest forms of matter, see, from inert matter to the savage to the saint, and during all those processes, the samskaras are deeply embedded in the mind. See, the impressions in the mind are deeply embedded, so thousands of times we have to repeat God's name. And thousands of times we have to meditate to uproot those samskaras. A samskara is an impression formed in the mind when any action or thought takes place. It's like a cart moving and making a rut in the road. See? And as the cart moves again and again in the same spot to the same road, the rut gets deeper and deeper. So the samskaras get deeper and deeper. So the samskaras force us to do the actions that we are doing today. We repeatedly do the wrong actions. The same actions give us trouble again and again because the samskaras of those actions are in the mind. See? But gradually, the repetition of the name thins down the samskaras. See? Then samskaras might be present in the mind, but they will not manifest as actions and words. And later on, they say that it retreats. It's not present in the mind, but it's lodged somewhere deep in the subconscious, Aurobindo calls it, in the Muladhara chakra. But it doesn't create in it very much trouble, but it comes up from there sometime in dream. So he says that even from there, we must try and expel it. Swami Ramdas says that you must try to come to the stage and get Kaya Siddhi. That means the whole body itself must be freed from something, because the body also has automatic samskaras. It reacts because we constantly give attention to it, so those samskaras are built up. Every little ache and pain, we attend to it. When the body sends a message, then we pay too much attention to it. So those samskaras are remembered by the body. The body has a physical consciousness.
Om. Our announcements for today are as follows. In view of the current situation with the escalating number of infections and deaths due to the coronavirus pandemic, Divine Life Society of South Africa will not open its ashrams and branches for Ganga Aarti and Satsangs in the interest of the safety and health of all. The status quo in respect of our online Satsangs remain. We invite devotees and the public to join the following online home Satsangs via the links on our website. Tuesdays, Ganga Aarti at 5:30 p.m. followed by Ramayana Satsang. Thursdays, Ganga Aarti at 5:30 p.m. followed by Sri Hanuman Chalisa Recital. Sundays, Ganga Aarti at 5:30 p.m. followed by Satsang. Sunday, 21st of June, Yoga Camp and International Day of Yoga Sadhana program from 6 a.m. with an online Satsang at 11 a.m. We encourage all to participate in the following sadhana programs at home: chanting of the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra, recital of the Sri Hanuman Chalisa, daily Agnihotra and home Satsang, Likhi Japa and meditation. Devotees are encouraged to recite the Sri Hanuman Chalisa and the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra daily for world peace, protection, and the welfare of all. Our most recent coronavirus pandemic humanitarian initiatives include distribution of an additional 1,000 grocery hampers. By the auspicious Guru Purnima and Pujya Swamiji's 95th birthday, the Society would have distributed 3,500 grocery hampers. Support for the food distribution program of the Tongat Hindu Unity Forum, and donation towards the establishment of a dedicated flu and upper respiratory tract infection clinic at the Durban Provincial Hospital to reduce transmissions of COVID-19 within the hospital. This is in addition to the already established Shivananda King Dinizulu Hospital Screening Center. Devotees are welcome to contribute towards our coronavirus pandemic relief programs and other initiatives via EFT or by contacting our fundraisers. We offer special prayers for all those who are ill, the departed, our frontline workers, and for world peace. We remind all devotees to follow the rules for lockdown and to take extra care of the elderly and the very young, and to keep safe. Pujya Swamiji has given elaborate descriptions in our books of the value of the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra, Agnihotra, and Sri Hanuman Chalisa. Devotees are urged to continue with these practices regularly for their own safety and protection. Agnihotra will also help to bring rain. As per Pujya Swamiji's advice, the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra should be repeated all the time while driving. If we cannot repeat the mantra all the time, then repeat it as often as possible. It will help to prevent accidents, robberies, hijackings, and other calamities. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. 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 Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityunjaya. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityunjaya. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityunjaya. सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 श्री सद्गुरु भगवान